What's up, Crim Heist? Welcome to another criminology educational video. And for today, we will be discussing the subject of Introduction to Criminology. So before we jump into our discussion, I would like to introduce myself. I am Sean Francis San Diego, also known as the Professor. So please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Professor, and hit the notification bell for you to be updated for my next video upload. So what are the topics that we are going to discuss for this video discussion? So first is illustrating the fundamentals of criminological research. Of course, we will be discussing, or I will give a lecture with regards to the basic of criminological research, starting from its basic definition up to its types and kinds. Second is what are the components of research process? So ano ang binubuo ng isang criminological research or a research in general? And third one is to determine what are the basics o yung konsepto ng crime statistics. So first, unahin natin si illustrating the fundamentals of criminological research. So a research is defined as the scientific investigation of phenomenon, which includes collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of facts that links an individual's speculation with reality. So ibig sabihin, si research daw, ito yung investigation na ginagawa with respect to scientific process in order to prove something or in order to explain something. So bakit ba may ganito? Bakit ba may ganyan? So research can provide for its explanation and can support it with basis or concrete basis. Next is what are the characteristics of research? So unang-una dyan is empirical. So sinasabi dito that research is based on direct experience or observation by the researcher. The collection of data relies on practical experience without giving consideration to scientific knowledge or theory. So dito kay empirical research, ang sinasabi lang dito is that the research done or the researcher is conducting its research through his or her observation, direct observation, and direct experience. Kumbaga, hindi siya gumagamit dito ng scientific knowledge or theory to support his or her research. Bagkos, ang ginagamit niya dito in supporting his research is through direct experience or observation. Second is logical. Research is based on the valid procedures and principles. Scientific study is done in an orderly manner so that the investigator has a confidence on the result. So, ibig sabihin, dito kay logical type of research, ang gumagamit na siya dito ng scientific process or tinatawag natin na scientific knowledge in order to prove something para magkaroon siya ng confidence sa magiging resulta ng kanyang research. Systematic examination of the procedures are used in the research, enabling the investigator to draw valid conclusions. So, ibig sabihin, gumagamit siya ng valid process or scientific process. Therefore, yung magiging conclusion or resulta ng research na would be valid as well. And of course, the confidence of the researcher will go up because alam niya na sumunod siya doon sa scientific process or sa tamang proseso in conducting a research. Next is cyclical. So, cyclical, so pag narinig naman natin yung word na yan, matatandaan agad natin is yung parang gulong, paikot-ikot. So, in this type of research, it is a cyclical process or cyclical process because it starts with a problem and it ends with a problem. Okay? Next is analytical. Research utilizes proven analytical procedures in gathering the data, whether historical, descriptive, experimental, and case study. So, dito gumagamit siya ng analytical procedures through gathering of data. So, maaring ito ay galing sa mga history, descriptions, previous experiments, and case studies in order that can be utilized in his or her research. As to critical, research exhibits careful and precise judgment. A higher level of confidence must be established in order to create or in order to do a critical type of research. Next is methodological methodical rather. Research is conducted in a methodical manner without bias using systematic method and procedures. So kumbaga dito, sineset aside niya yung kanyang feelings, experience, at ang ginagamit niya lang dito or nakafocus lang siya dito sa systematic method and procedures na kailangan niyang sundin all throughout ng paggawa niya ng kanyang research. Next is replicability. So from the word itself, nagre-replicate or nagre-repeat siya ng research. So the research design and procedures are replicated or repeated, inuulit o ginagaya to enable the research to arrive at a valid and conclusive result. So yung similarities and differences doon sa kanyang research and doon sa kanyang pinagayahan can be compared as well. So research involves the basic activities. Of course, first, it originates with a question or a problem. So kaya naman tayo gumagawa ng research is because we want to prove something. We want to answer something that is unanswered. So kaya tayo gumagawa ng research in order to explain something or in order to answer a problem. Second, it requires an articulation of a goal. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan i-articulate or i-explain or i-expound ano ba yung goal kung bakit ka gumagawa ng research mo. Third, it follows a specific plan of procedure, which in this case is a scientific process or scientific manner or scientific method. Fourth, it divides the principal problem into more manageable sub-problems. Di ba? Sa ating research, meron tayong statement of the problem, and the statement of the problem has sub-problems. So, ito yung sinasabi kay number 4. Number 5, it is guided by the specific research problem, question, or hypothesis. So, of course, ang ating research, kaya nga tayo gumagawa ng research is because there is a specific problem. There is a specific question that needs to be answered or explained. Kaya nga, di ba sa number 1, nag-originate or kaya naman nagkakaroon ng research is because there is a question or there is a problem that needs to be addressed. Next is, it accepts certain critical assumptions. 7, it requires the collection and interpretation of data, of course, in order to support your research. And it is cyclical or more exactly, helical. So what are the characteristics of a good researcher? First is, the researcher must have intellectual curiosity. So a researcher undertakes deep thinking and inquiry of the things, problems, and situations around him. He is keen to get information on these problems and situation, often due to unusualness and newness. So kailangan laging may curiosity or laging gustong may malamang bago si researcher in order that it may help in his conduct or in his conduct of research. Syempre, kailangan maging dedicated si researcher in learning new things, in learning new activities, in learning new knowledge para magamit niya ito sa kanyang research. Second is prudence. The researcher is careful to conduct his research study at the right time and at the right place wisely, efficiently, and economically. Third is healthy criticisms. So, si researcher is always doubtful as to the truthfulness of the results. So, kailangan laging magtatanong, laging magva-validate. Next is intellectual honesty. An intelligent researcher is honest to collect or gather data or facts in order to arrive at an honest result. Kasi maraming researcher is mas inuuna nila yung kapakanan nila or yung mas mapapadali sila kaysa doon sa validated or doon sa honest or accurate result. So, minsan, yung iba fino-forge yung mga documents na ginagamit or mga datas para mas mapadali yung buhay nila. But of course, in research, honesty is the best policy. Intellectual creativity. A productive and resourceful investigators always create new researches. He enjoys inventing unique, novel, and original researches and considers research as his hobby. Next is the components of research process. So, ano bang bumubuo sa research? Of course, there is a problem or objective. And then may hypothesis. What are the possible answers? Next is theoretical and conceptual framework. In theoretical or conceptual framework, it needs to support the topic or the problem being addressed in the research. So, theoretical, nandyan yung mga theories. As to conceptual framework, nandito yung mga konsepto, such as laws, articles, mga ganyan. Next is assumptions. And then the review of related literature and studies such as mga past theses, past researches, and of course yung mga articles or mga books relating to that topic. Research design. So ano yung dapat anong gagamiting design? Is it a qualitative type of research, quantitative type of research, and etc. Next is data collection. Of course, you have to gather or to collect data in order to use it in your research. Next is data processing and statistical treatment, analysis and interpretation of the collected data, and of course, summary of findings, conclusion, and recommendation of the research. So what are the types of research? Una-una nandyan si basic research. So this is also called as the fundamental research or pure research. Kung saan si basic research, it seeks to discover basic truths or principles. As to applied research, this type of research involves seeking new application of scientific knowledge to the solution of the problem, such as the development of new system or procedure, new device, or new method in order to solve the problem. Si basic research, inaalam niya lang kung totoo ba yung phenomena na nangyayari. It only tries to explain something. It only tries to prove something. Dito naman kasi kay applied research, application siya. Application of the scientific knowledge into the daily lives of the people. Next is developmental research. This is a decision-oriented research involving the application of the steps of the scientific method in response to the immediate need to improve existing practices. So, ibig sabihin, it develops an existing phenomena. Now, enough for research. Let's go to the determining the concept of crime statistics. So si crime statistics, it provides a mathematical measure of the level or amount of crime that is prevalent or nangyayari sa society. It usually refers to the figures compiled by the police and similar law enforcement agency. Ang crime kasi, it includes felonies, which are violation of the revised penal code, and offenses, which are violations of special laws, which is alam naman na natin yan. When we say crime volume, it is the number of crime incidents committed in an area over a period of time, which includes the index and non-index crimes. So, ang formula kay crime volume is index crime plus non-index crime. So, yun ay magiging crime volume. As to population, it is the number of inhabitants in a given area, gaano karami ang tao sa isang lugar. And the figure to be used in the medium assumption ay galing sa record ng NSO or PSA. As to the crime rate, it is the number of crime incidents in a given period of time for every 100,000 inhabitants of an area. So dito, inaalam na dito yung number ng crime incident in a given period of time for every 100,000 na tao. Kaya ang magiging, ano muna ang index crime and non-index crime? So si index crime, ito yung crimes which are serious in nature and which occur with sufficient frequency and regularity such that they can serve as an index to the crime situation. As to non-index crime, these are violation of special laws such as illegal logging or local ordinances. Si index crime kasi, ito yung mga violations ng revised penal code or ito yung mga malalalang krimen. Ito kay non-index crime, not so aggravated or not so serious. So for crime rate, total number of reported crime, ito yung sinasabi nating crime volume. Over mo lang siya sa total number of population. And then times mo siya sa 100,000. So thank you very much, and I do hope that you learned a lot from this video discussion. If you love this video, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the professor, and hit the notification bell for you to be updated for my next video upload. Thank you very much.